Planned Parenthood is currently under attack by a group who has purported to reveal a bunch of sting videos who supposedly reveal a scandal, but there's not really a scandal, so I'll go ahead and show you a clip from one of those.
Back up a little bit. PPFA, our parent body, is on board with tissue donation, but we have to ask for a waiver to do it, and we have to lay out for them what our program's going to be like. And the mechanics of it was that Heather, a Nemogenics person, would come to the site, and our staff would sign the patients up and get consent, and then Heather would look at the tissue and take what she required. So it was logistically very easy for us. We didn't have to do anything. So it was compensation for this. We didn't have to do anything. So it was compensation for this, and there was a discussion as I was leaving. They had been paying by the case, and there was some discussion about doing it in a different way, or I don't know what you're used to doing, how are you used to doing compensation. The patients don't get anything, of course. But.
Okay, so I'd like, what would you expect for intact tissue? What sort of compensation? What sort of?
Well, why don't you start by telling me what you're used to paying?
Okay, I don't think so. I would like to know what would make you happy. What would work for you?
Well, you know, in negotiations, the person who throws out the figure first is at a loss, right? So.
No, I don't look at it that way. I know you want to play that game. I get it, but no, I want
low ball because I'm used to low things from.
You know what? If you low ball, I'll act pleasantly surprised, and you'll know it's a low ball.
Okay.
What I want to know is what would work for you. Don't low ball it.
Okay.
Tell me what you really.
$75 a specimen.
Oh, that's way too low. And that's way too low. I want to keep you happy.
I've been at places that did 50 too. But see, we're not in it for the money. Well, why don't you start by telling me what you're used to paying?
Oh, no, I want
lowball $75 a specimen, and we don't want to be in the position of being accused of selling tissue and stuff like that. On the other hand, there are costs associated with the use of our space and all that kind of stuff. So what would you think about it?
Right.
So now when you look at that, you can see it's very clear that they're framing it very deceptively. They're editing it in a way that tries to take the individuals in the video out of context, and they're really trying to make it seem like Planned Parenthood is harvesting organs and selling tissue to profit off of it, but that's not really the case. What these alleged scandals are covering is fetuses being donated for scientific research. You can't just throw human tissue or a fetus in your trunk. It actually has to be transported by professionals in a manner that's safe, in a manner that can maintain it. So there are costs associated with that. Now, there's no scandal. But nonetheless, conservatives are going to use this as ammunition to defund Planned Parenthood. Now, The Hill explains Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is fast-tracking a bill to cut off federal funding for Planned Parenthood after senators huddled in his office Tuesday to work out the details of a bill. The Republican leader told reporters earlier Tuesday that Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa would be leading a working group of senators, which also included Senator Rand Paul, to come up with a new bill. Now, here's why this is problematic. Here's why we don't want to defund Planned Parenthood. Well, they're not just this abortion factory like conservatives like to make it out to be. Here are some of the other services that they provide. They provide HIV counseling, treatment for STDs and STIs, cancer screening. In 2013, they did 400,000 Pap tests and 500,000 breast exams. They also offer birth control, which is extremely important if you want to prevent abortion, and they prevented 6 million unintended pregnancies. Now, these are beneficial mostly to socioeconomically disadvantaged women, so the poorest of the poor. Now, abortion only represents 3% of their total services, and only about 10% of their clients have actually received an abortion from Planned Parenthood. Now, here's a chart that illustrates just how little abortion makes up of their total services. Now, the kicker is that there aren't any federal laws that allow for the funding of abortions. So your federal tax dollars are not going to paying for abortions. Planned Parenthood is funded through Title X and Medicaid. Now, Fact Check explains Title X funds may not be used in programs where abortion is a method of family planning. Medicaid funding is restricted by the Hyde Amendment to only abortion cases involving rape, incest, or endangerment to the life of the mother. Some states use their own funds under Medicaid to go beyond that. 17 states, and until recently the District of Columbia, pay for medically necessary abortions, according to the Guttmacher Institute. So at the end of the day, Planned Parenthood provides very important services to poor women. And abortions, again, they only account for a small portion of Planned Parenthood services. The good news, though, is that this is probably not going to come to fruition, as Obama can easily veto it and Democrats can block it. But again, at the end of the day, just know that Planned Parenthood is not primarily about abortions. Sure, they do abortions, but what they are about, by and large, is women's health. Now, if you defund that, you're showing women that you don't care about them. But we've already known for many, many decades that Republicans don't care about women. So this is a non-issue. It's not a scandal. But this group is going to do anything and edit it in a very deceptive manner to tout their agenda, which is to defund Planned Parenthood.